what was your takeaway from Robert Morris?
Robert Morris, I felt like they were very focused coming into the game. They, like Jody said, they started fast and they were executing at a high level despite the weather that we were playing in. And I think the offense was really on the same page over there. Or our offense wasn't on the same page, and I think just starting off drop balls here and there kind of just threw a wrench in our whole offensive scheme and what we had planned going into the game. So really, just getting the momentum was just a hard point in the start of the game. I think it just gave us a little bit of trouble at the beginning.
Jody and Coach touched on it a little bit, Steve. I mean, does anything really have to be said this week with St. Francis and with, obviously they're a lower level FCS team with all due respect, but do you guys really have to say anything this week, or is it just now focused? Was that kind of like a wake-up call Saturday?
Yeah, I'd say you could. Some people might feel that way. Me personally, I know I'm focused. I mean, we're playing a top back in the nation right now. I mean, he's ranked, definitely putting up some numbers, strong back, and if you don't take him serious, he's going to run all over you. So as far as the defensive side point, where I'm mainly focused, we're taking this team like no other. And just like we did last week, we're trying to handle business and trying to give the offense as many opportunities to try to get the momentum rolling. And unfortunately, they couldn't. We still have faith in them. Don't doubt anyone or any personnel or any calls being made over there. But like you said, I guess there really isn't anything that needs to be said. We're all on the same page.
Is there anything specific that sticks out as far as stopping the run goes? You guys did a better job last week, but overall, it seems like stopping the run has been a little bit of an issue. What do you see as far as why that's happening?
Well, I don't think having a problem stopping the run is really a big issue as far as just having our assignments. Literally, I know the first game you might have thought it got out the gate a little bit too much on us, but looking at the film and the coaching that we weren't taking the coaching, especially on the edge. And I think we got that fixed last week. We did blow one of the pressures, and that's how it got out the game. We had a bad angle. And it happens. I mean, that's going to happen in games. And as far as stopping the run, it's not a major concern. It's just on our agenda to do what we have to do.
Is it ever funny when you see people that you almost beat Pitt and everyone's really high, and then you almost lose Robert Morris and everyone gets real low? I mean,
yeah, that's really what we try to stay away from, the whole roller coaster effect. You don't want to have highs, you don't want to have really lows. You want to stay, try to consistently grow up at a gradual rate. But, it can play into emotions. I've been here so long, I mean, I'm kind of used to that. So I think some of the younger guys might have a problem with that, and keeping them focused, not really tied up in what's going on around them, but just really focused on our team. Everyone's talking about the focus, and something that we're trying to take, to heart and not really have the roller coaster effect. I know Coach Carl Pelini, he tells us, you got to have consistency. That's what you need to, master your craft at. The more consistent you play, the more, sound your team will be as a whole.
You touched on the running back you're going to face Saturday. Can you just talk about him a little bit? His name escapes me. Dixon.
Yeah, Dixon. I respect him. I remember him last year. Played well. We stepped as a defense, really keying him. His numbers speak for himself. I'm not really sure exactly what they are, but I know he's ranked, and he's definitely putting up some good ones. And, going into a game, at least we know about him already. That's something we have an upper hand on already, and, taking note to that.
Coach mentioned that he's a different type of running back than you've seen the first 2 weeks. He's a little more, he's more of a scat back than a power back. Talk about the challenges of making that adjustment.
Just got to take the right angles. Some that we didn't do maybe quite as well last week. We're definitely going to focus on this week. And, like I said, you want to gradually increase your level of play and your consistency. So I think having another week under our belt to get ready, practice, focus on what we might not did well in last week or prior weeks, it'll help us get ready for that challenge ahead of us.
You get encouraged just by, last week the 2 biggest plays in overtime, you guys made them.
Yeah.
Give you some confidence.
Yeah, definitely. When the plays are there to be made and when your team steps up, Derek, he had a great play to make in the end of the game, but if it wasn't for everybody else coming through, shooting their gaps, it wouldn't have got out the one way, and that's good that Derek showed up where he needed to be, and the rest of us were all in position, making that fortunate for him.
Steve, Coach complimented the
defensive front since you guys have been playing well. Do you feel like you're finding some rhythm, some confidence going here?
I do. Coach, he challenges us. I think that's what really helps us stay focused as far as keep moving forward. You know, you never want to become complacent. So you might be doing some good things here, but there's always something you can fix, and I think that's what Coach Carl, he definitely stays on us and keeps the reins tight on that.
Coach mentioned, excuse me, you know, there's a lot of little things that maybe are fundamentally correctable. You see it that way as well?
I do. I mean, even the first play of the game last week, it literally was one read that a player didn't make, and it ended up getting out the gate, and it was unfortunate. And literally, if you go one gap over, it's a no play. And it's the small things that he talks about, and that's the difference between these games. And that's something that we really need to focus, especially once we get into league play and even going against St. Francis. Those small things are going to be the deciding factors in these games, and luckily enough, it didn't cost us a game last week.